I'm teaching you how to lead, how to survive. And to do that, you're going to have to fight.
Well, hello there, guys. Darth Christensen here, and welcome back to another video. And today I got quite the haul for you guys, because like I said in my last video about talking about the Ezra and Maul pictures, I got quite the haul while I was out on vacation on New England. So today I'm going to be showing off all the Star Wars items that I got, from them, and the big spotlight is going to be focused on these two figures. But first, I'm going to show off these two comic books that I got. So first, I got this Vader comic book that's all about Vader hunting Jocasta Nu after Order 66, who is working at the Jedi Archives. And this comic's really cool because Vader actually like hunts down and successfully kills Jocasta Nu. And there's also like one panel in particular where Vader like snapped Fox's neck and snapped Commander Fox's neck. And as someone who thinks 5 is one of my favorite clone troopers, that shit made me so happy, because as he single-handedly could have prevented Order 66, and it looks like Vader finally got his revenge. So that was a really cool comic, and I'm glad I got this. And then I also got this Ahsoka Episode 7 comic book, which is basically like the 7th episode of Ahsoka where Ahsoka reunites with Ezra and Sabine in comic book form. So it's really good. Now let's get into the real meat and potatoes of this video, where I got two types of Star Wars figures, both Black Series and Funko Pops. So we got Darth Nihilus from Knights of the Old Republic 2, and Starkiller from the Force Unleashed. So I got two really badass Legends characters, both held in figures form. And when I first saw this in the comic book shop that I went to, I knew that I immediately had to get Starkiller, obviously, because Starkiller is one of my favorite characters, and the Force Unleashed is one of my favorite video games of all time, and purely because of the sheer raw OP power level that was of Starkiller, and how he's able to beat the shit out of Vader and also pull a Star Destroyer out of the sky. Starkiller is just an absolute unit, dude.
Vader can't stop me now.
I'm going to open up this Funko Pop right here because it's the easier one. Get this out right here. This packaging does say. And here we are. So here's a closer look at Starkiller himself. This looks really cool, dude. I can definitely tell that this is inspired by Starkiller's Force Unleashed 2 look, because he has the two blue lightsabers, and he also has Force lightning all across his chest, which is really dope. So yeah, this is by far one of my favorite Funko Pops that I already own. Oh, and this is definitely a fine addition to my collection, because like I said, Starkiller is easily one of my favorite characters, and Galen Merrick's just like such a badass, and that's like, apprentice to Vader, and Sam Witwer is also just like a really fucking amazing voice actor voicing Starkiller, but also Darth Maul and Palpatine. So this was definitely a major score, and I'm so glad that I finally have Starkiller in my collection. So yeah. This is a really dope figure, and this is definitely going to go on my shelf, probably next to I think it's probably going to go next to Maul, probably, because Sam Witwer voiced both of them, or he could go next to Ahsoka, because as they're both like Vader and Anakin's apprentices. But yeah, this is really cool. Now let's open the Darth Nihilus figure. Now Nihilus is definitely a figure that I had to get, because he's the Sith Lord from Knights of the Old Republic 2, who's very well known for being able to use the Force to suck planets dry of their Force energy. And Nihilus is a really cool character, because his backstory is really fascinating, because he was one of the few survivors of the massacre of the Jedi Mandalorian Wars on Malachor 5, and his left as a wound in the Force on that planet, and then he was eventually trained by Kreia in the ways of the dark side, and then eventually Nihilus became so consumed by his own hunger and power that he just never stopped being hungry, and he just kept continuing to drain his Force energy from planets, and he just kept eating and eating. So that's why Nihilus is such an insanely overpowered character, and he's definitely one of the most dopest Old Republic Sith out there. So I just knew I just had to get this figure, or because I also have a Revan figure right here, just let you know. But yeah, let's get this open. Let's get this shit open real quick, and we'll see how detailed the figure is. Hang on, I'm gonna have to edit all this. Black Series figures, they're always like, the packaging's always a bit difficult to like get to figure out without, you know, bending them too much. Let me first take out his lightsaber. So it's a lot easier than the figure itself. Shit. His lightsaber looks cool as fuck, by the way. I don't know if it can focus, but Nihilus' saber looks really clean. I like this design a lot. Now let's try to get Nihilus himself out. Let's push Nihilus himself out. Oh, it was a lot easier than I expected. It was a lot like Vader coming out of the medical chair. But yeah, here we go. Here's a closer look at Nihilus himself. I love this fucking design so much, man. Like, the mask looks so cool, and I love how it's like, you can barely see like his face under there, or lack thereof of face, or he has a lack thereof, because another creepy thing about Nihilus is that he became so obsessed with like feeding off of Force energy in the second Knights of the Old Republic game, is that he's basically like a black void. So you can see right here, that there's nothing underneath his mask, and that's really cool. And that's really cool because he just like keeps feeding off of Force energy, and he's just a super like terrifyingly awesome character. So let's put his lightsaber right there, and voila. Here we have the Lord of Hunger. Here we have the Lord of Hunger in all of his evil glory. This is such a dope ass figure, dude. I love like the cloth for his cape, and like Nihilus is just as a super cool character in general. So this is definitely like one of the coolest figures that I've gotten so far. This is definitely gonna go right next to my Revan shelf, because that's gonna be dope as fuck. It's gonna like fit with the Old Republic Sith theming. But yeah, that's basically it for this entire haul video, where I got both Nihilus and Starkiller. Her two really badass characters from Legends, and this has definitely inspired me to start collecting more Black Series figures from now on, because I've also like seen all the news at San Diego Comic-Con where they announced all these like other Black Series figures, like Clone Wars Anakin with Phase 2 Rex, and also Jango Fett, Asajj Ventress. Like, they're cooking, dude. And I think they're personally cooking, dude. This is gonna be really cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this haul video, and me unboxing both Starkiller and Darth Nihilus. Do you guys have any suggestions for what Black Series figures I should collect? Because this is something that I kind of want to get into as a Star Wars collector, because I've already collected a fuck ton of Funkos, as you can see back there, but Black Series is something that I want to get into because the figures are really detailed, and I just think they look really cool. So let me know what else I should get, and and what other fine additions to my collection I should make. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Have a good rest of your day. May the Force be with you always.
Yes, the one we've been looking for.
How do you know this?
He knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.